Let's review Wednesday and Enid cereals from Kellogg's. What would happen if two students attending a magical private school who couldn't be more polar opposite from each other were forced to be roommates and, against every expectation, ended up becoming the best of friends? And what if I wasn't talking about the exact storyline of Wicked, but about Wednesday and Enid from the Netflix show Wednesday? Would all that supernatural drama make for a great breakfast treat? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. Happy birthday, everybody. Welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and I eat and review hundreds of cereals a year with episodes every single week in order to help you get the most out of your cereal experience. Today on Cerealsly, we're taking a look at two new cereals from Kellogg's based on the hit Netflix show Wednesday. Now, I say two new cereals, but that's not perfectly accurate. What we're really having here is one returning cereal based off of the character Wednesday Addams, and one new cereal based off of her counterpart character Enid. Wednesday's cereal came out last September in the US, a very weird time to arrive on store shelves, almost a full year before season 2's debut a few weeks ago. But for whatever reason, Enid's cereal took some more brewing time and has finally joined Wednesday to make a fantastic cereal contrast. The Wednesday cereal still has one of the most striking boxes in cereal history, in my opinion, with the deep blacks and the bright whites. It's cookies and cream flavor, and when I reviewed it last year, I was impressed, but almost overwhelmed by how dark the color and taste of the chocolate was. All things considered, though, it fit the macabre and creepy character of Wednesday perfectly. The new Enid cereal seems to be a really fun counterpoint to all of what I just described. This one is bright, it's colorful. Instead of spheres, it has rings, and instead of marshmallows, it has color-changing milk magic. The flavor here is called Howling Confetti Cake, called that because Enid is a werewolf. I think Wednesday's just a regular human, just a really weird one. Someone correct me if I'm wrong about that. I have to say, the best part of these cereals is how well they go together. The singular one from last year made so much less sense than this partnership. The contrast is what makes this cereal pop. But I can't just not talk more about the parallels to Wicked here. It's not just in the story, it's also in the literal cereals. These two cereals, one for Glinda and one for Elphaba, are on store shelves right now, at the same time as the Wednesday and Enid cereals. That is crazy. We're actually going to hold off on reviewing these Wicked cereals until the weekend the new movie comes out in November, just to see if we can garner a few more views by riding the movie's wave of cultural awareness. I never get any views, so I'm not sure what I'm worried about, but maybe I'll get, 10 more. But for today, I want to use all of my cereal expertise to help you decide if you need a bowl of Wednesday or Enid cereals. Hey, if you made it this far, your dedication to support a YouTube underdog is admirable. Would you do me a favor? Would you like this video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode? Doing any one of those things would really help me out. All right, I think I am ready. I have got my bowls, I've got my spoon, and of course I've got the milk. I love 1%. And I have the cereals of the hour, Wednesday and Enid. I think I am going to start with Wednesday, because that one is already going to be familiar to us mostly. So let's see what it looks like in a bowl. Wow, once again, I am struck by how beautiful this cereal looks. The high contrast of the deeply black cereal orbs and the whiteness of the marbits, which look to me like they are supposed to be coffins. That's really creative. The smell of dark cocoa has immediately filled the studio here, and I'm excited for that. Although it was a little too dark for my taste last year. We'll have to see what I feel like this year. I did notice that there is a slight change between last year's recipe for this cereal and this year's, which is that they have updated how much whole grain corn flour is in here, and it actually costs them in calories. This one is 10 calories more per serving than last year's at the same volume. So maybe we'll like it better? I don't know. Let's give it a try. Let's try Wednesday cereal from Kellogg's. So interesting that the balls in here are really more like puffs than they are something that would give a crunch. They might look the same shape as like Cocoa Puffs or Trix or Kix, but they really don't have that same snap to them. More like the texture of a Cheetos puff almost. It's very odd. But all in all, I liked the flavors. I liked the marshmallows and I liked the dark chocolateness. Let's see what it tastes like in milk. Oh, wow. I remember this happening last year, but in milk, the pieces get even darker. They almost have this black sheen to them that is just spectacular. It looks amazing. But let's give it a try. Let us try Wednesday cereal in milk. Boy, I really like this. I think last year I only gave this a 1.5, but could it possibly be that that small change in the grains is making me like it more? I definitely think it's above a 1.5. The only unfortunate thing I see is that when it gets into the milk, the black becomes blacker, but it also starts lessening how white the little coffin marshmallows are. They get a little bit of a chocolate bleed on them, which means that something's coming off in the milk, which interestingly, they don't really make a big point of on the box. But I think I want to give the milk a try. It already seems quite dark. Yum. Boy, am I just in a better mood than I was last year? I'm really enjoying this. But the whole shtick of this year is that it's meant to be in contrast with the Enid cereal. So let's open that up and try this together. Jeez, I can't open the bag. That was one of the most difficult bags I've ever opened, and I ripped it. Gone is my good mood, I can tell you that. Oh, that's annoying. Well, right off the bat, I'm noticing two big bummers. The first has to do with the box. I'm not sure if you caught it, but on the back of the box are these fun facts about Enid's side of the room in their dorm. But that also appears on the Wednesday box, but it's in like landscape mode. That's so much cooler. They should have done that again. So you'd have like a little diorama to display. But instead they went like this. That looks terrible. Wow, that's a real letdown. The second letdown is that these aren't very vibrant. They're certainly more vibrant than the Wednesday cereal. In person, they're kind of mild, almost a little bit pale. Now, it's probably just the sugar coating. I'm really hoping that their colors pop more once the milk goes on. But even the average box of Fruit Loops is far more vibrant than this. But let's give them a try, see how their taste compares to the color. Let's give Enid cereal a try dry. Bland. They very much live up to the blandness of the colors because they're very unexciting in taste. They really stepped into it by making this a confetti cake flavor that is universally known as one of the cereal flavors that is most prone to being quite boring. Boy, the last thing I expected from the marketing, from the branding of this box of cereal was that they were going to undershoot the taste and the color. That's pretty bad. Let's put some milk on it. Maybe that will rescue it. It's been known to do so in the past. Let me give this a stir, see if it brings out some color. A little bit. It's bringing out shininess, just like it did in the Wednesday cereal, which helps a little. It does take off that opaque, sugary coating so that the colors can shine a little bit more. But let's test how it tastes now that it's in milk. That does help a little bit. It takes away some of the overwhelming sugariness of whatever they coated it in and lets the salt and the grain really come out more, which it needed. So it's not like it's great now, but it has redeemed itself a little bit. Now, the big shtick on this is that it's supposed to make the milk a vibrant purple. What do you think? I've been stirring it around for a while. Do you think that's a vibrant purple? Now, wait a minute. I'm putting too much pressure. It doesn't say vibrant purple. It just says purple. And I gotta tell you, I'm glad they didn't say vibrant because in my eyeballs, this is not vibrant at all. It's purple-ish. It's more purple than milk would be naturally, but it is not the purple I was hoping for. Let me give it a taste. See if it tastes purple. No, it tastes like every other cereal milk out there. It's sweetened because whatever the coating was has now washed off into the milk, but it's not a distinct flavor. It's not an interesting flavor. Boy, I got to tell you, if these were not in contrast to one another, this would be a not buy for me. But look at them together. This really is the story they want to tell. A deep, dark, contrasting cookies and cream looking cereal next to a much more colorful, different shapes, purple milk, flecks on the cereal pieces. This really is a great pair. I wish their taste and enjoyability reached the heights of very good design. Hey, I think all that's left is to give these cereals a rating out of 5. Well, my friends, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, we took every facet of taste and texture into consideration, and now it's enough. Let me give you my final verdict first on the Wednesday cereal. For this year, I would give Wednesday cereal a 3.0 out of 5. Double what I gave it last time. I don't know what's happened. Maybe it was the slight change of grains. Maybe it's that I still really appreciate the landscape mode back picture. I don't know, maybe I'm just a better person this year. All I know is that I thought it was pretty good. 3 out of 5. The other one, the Enid cereal, much lower. If you want to pick up the pair, maybe that's worth it just for the fun, but it's not worth it on its own. On its own, I would have given this cereal a 1.5, just like Wednesday got last year. So maybe if this returns, but for this year, I just can't do it. I would absolutely recommend you just buy a box of Fruit Loops instead. Much more enjoyable than this very mild cereal. I'm just not quite sure if this one is worth your hard-earned cereal budget. But if you want to try today's cereals for yourself, they're both on store shelves right now. I found mine at Target. And listen, I'd love to spend more cereal time together, and YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy the videos that are on screen right now. So check those out while we wait for our brand new episode next week. Until then, never be soggy.